day been for you so far?
It was good. We came in from Ohio.
Okay.
So a bit of a drive.
Just a bit.
Yeah, it was only like 6 or 8 hours. And my idea was I would stay up for the border crossing.
Okay.
Because it's usually like cold in there and I don't like to be in my pajamas, so I just kept all my spandex stage clothes on.
Yeah.
Grabbed a little beverage and just watched the guys play Xbox. Super mistake. Super mistake. I stayed up. Border crossing was completely smooth. Everyone is so lovely as always. We get across and I couldn't sleep.
Oh no!
I fell asleep around 6 o'clock this morning.
Oh good lord!
My alarm went off at 11:50, and I had to be in the shower by noon. And I was just like, "This is gonna be terrible. I'm in a terrible mood." And it wasn't. I got out. It's 75 degrees, beautiful outside.
Yeah.
How can you be angry?
Just a quick power nap. It'll bring you so much energy. That's all you need. Just quick snooze.
Or a snack. You know, everything's better when they're like, "Hey, we got Cheez-Its."
As soon as somebody mentions food, my hanger goes away because I'm always hangry.
Yeah.
All the time.
My bus, you'd love my bus because my guys, after we play a fair and we'll get done with everything, everybody's back in the bus, we're ready to go. They go fairing and they go buy all the foods and they bring them. It's like a church potluck, but it's a fair buffet. It's like dirty food.
So you're mixing like pieces of bloomin' onion with like this weird pizza ranch
pepperoni
dressing.
roll and cotton candy. Yeah, it's great. And it makes the bus smell awesome.
That sounds delicious, but that also sounds like it hurts you a couple days later.
Yeah, reflux is a real struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to do a holiday or start awareness about reflux or anything, but just be careful if you're eating pepperoni rolls at a fair.
Yeah, keep it in mind. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, just try to keep some Tums with you.
So, on a serious note, we had the Emmy nominee for how does it go across when you see, okay, you got ACMA, you got Emmy, you got Grammy.
Yeah.
How does it come along? Because you did win the Emmy, you got the ACMA.
It comes through as does not compute. I was actually standing in a Walmart when I got a phone call from my manager who said, "Hey Ashley, I just got a phone call. You've been nominated for an Emmy." And I went, "Well, I haven't even started my acting career. How did this even happen?" And he's like, "No, it's daytime TV. You got nominated for the Emmy for Growing Up Nowhere on the morning show." And it's just wild. I'm so used to. I'm the youngest of 6 kids, and like I get picked on at school, and so I'm used to getting the no's, the no's, the no's. And we're in this little bubble right now where things are happening, and the yeses start popping up, and they literally don't compute.
It's just like,
when you list them all together like that, I kind of like, stop it.
That's enough. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
so
it's wonderful.
Do you have any goals after this that might reach into that? I don't know how to deal with this, but I really want it badly.
Okay. Yes. Absolutely. As far as an award, we don't chase awards, but it's been a long time since we've seen a female get Entertainer of the Year.
Yeah.
We're not going to try to do that, but it'd be wonderful if we could see a female do that pretty soon.
It's like
Miranda Lambert's probably the best female artist, best country artist in the last decade.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to see her win it too. For me, the end all be all, I have made it, I can die happy now, would be if I was ever invited to be a member of the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh, that every time I see people and they talk about it, I'm just like, the feelings that you must get going in there, knowing the history, knowing who's been there.
The photos are all along the walls. Here's the coolest thing about playing at the Opry. My very first time, there's this one room you go in, and that's the only time you'll ever step into that room, because it's only for the debuting artist, and it's not always got somebody in it.
Yeah.
But every other artist who played that day, so we're talking Kathy Mattea, the Whites, Ricky Skaggs, Oprah Medicine, like these guys are in the building, and they walk past you and they go, "Hey Ashley, we're glad you're with us. Welcome to the Opry." They all know your name.
Oh my goodness.
They all stop and tell you they are happy that you're with them. The Opry looks like a building of brick and mortar, but it is pure love.
Forget Disney World. Opry, happiest place on earth. That's where the magic happens.
It is.
I got chills.
Right?
So when it comes to Girl Going Nowhere, it makes you feel so many things. Like every time it comes on at the station, I always blast it and I just sit there and I'm just like, I'm in my bubble of feeling right now. What was the process of getting into that and making that a reality?
The day we wrote it, it was the morning a songwriter hero of mine had passed away. His name was Guy Clark. And I always wanted, it was on my bucket list to have one cigarette with Guy Clark in my lifetime. And he passed away before I was able to do that. And so I'm a total mess. I come into the room, into the house, and I'm going to write with this guy that I'm going to meet on this first time I'm meeting him, Jeremy Bussey. And I know a lot of his stuff. And I said, "You got to excuse me, I'm a mess. Guy Clark died this morning. And he said, just go wipe your face off. I'll be right here. And he really started comforting me. And he said, listen, I'm from Alabama. Where are you from? I'm from Arkansas. How old were you when you moved to town? I was 23. I was 45. We just started sharing these stories back and forth. And when you tell somebody, like your loved one, that you want to move to a city where you don't know anybody and you're going to make stuff up and you're going to expect somebody to pay for it, they're going to tell you you're crazy. Yeah. So we started swapping those stories back and forth. And it came out that I had this teacher in 10th grade that told me I was stupid to ever believe that, and granted it was an algebra class, so it kind of was stupid, but she told me I was stupid to ever believe that I could do this for a living. And he just said, they told me don't waste my life.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty rare that you can start a song that's the first line of the song is don't waste your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was really a conversation between me and a guy I just met that day. And so as we started writing the song, he said, you know what we're doing? We're just gonna, have you played the Opry? And I said, not yet. It's about a year and a half before the Opry has ever asked me to play.
Yeah.
I said, not yet, but I'm going to. And he said, I like your attitude. So what we should do is we should fashion this song to be, what will you say at the Opry when you finally get there? And let's write it in a way that if Guy Clark hadn't listened to it, he wouldn't have made it.
Oh, everything, all the little pieces make sense when you hear the backstory on that. I love it when songs have that emotional connection to it.
And even today in the crowd, when they sing your songs back to you, that's a really cool feeling.
Yeah.
But for Girl Going Nowhere, from the very first line, they sing it back. And if I feel that way, somebody else has felt that way.
Yeah.
So we're doing, I mean, it's so much bigger than us. The songs we write.
It has one of those feelings that it feels almost like you've written it yourself as a listener, and you don't know how somebody can get in your head and have all of that, which is absolutely mind-blowing.
Which is another compliment, because it means that we did the song justice, we did the title justice, and we did those feelings justice.
Yeah.
Because if we could share those, and you're looking at what, 3 minutes and 12 seconds of a song probably.
Yeah.
But it creates this vertical moment where me and the band and the crowd, there's no feeling like it in the whole world. I'm glad it doesn't come in a bottle or a pill, because I would be long gone.
Honestly, I feel like if it came in a bottle or a pill, it wouldn't feel the way that it does. It wouldn't have the
You
same
can only
effect.
access it in small moments, live, on a stage.
Yeah, and then after that, you kind of get sad, and then you find
do.
another one, and then you're like, okay, cool. Like post-concert depression, when you get into a music and you see an artist, and you're like, this is great, I'm connecting with them. You're like, okay, when are they coming up next?
Yes.
Bought my tickets, I'll be there.
And I come off stage and I vibrate. I'm just like shaking, and I don't
Adrenaline
know.
rush?
Yeah, I come off the stage. It's like I've just skydived or ridden a roller coaster, and I just kind of don't know what to do. You have to take me to the bus and find me something to hold in my hand. Like, it's the coolest feeling. I love doing this for a living.
Do you think anything would beat that? Do you think skydiving would beat that? Like the same kind of rush?
I'm afraid of heights. I'm not afraid of heights, of being up high. I'm afraid
falling
of
out of things? Yep, I'm the same way.
Yeah, like even in like an office chair, like I'm super weird. I don't think anything can ever beat that feeling.
No,
I hope nothing ever beats that feeling.
It is fantastic to know how that makes you feel, like how that gets into you, because there's so many people you hear when they're like, oh, I did this and I was okay with my job, but I didn't want to go back because I did this and this, that. But hearing the fact that you have put so much into it, you're so determined, and you finally see that you got the yeses coming back at you. And
If you watch, if you come to a live show and you watch, you'll see me probably twice during the show scream, I love my job, while I'm running across the stage.
That is awesome.
And you'll see our bandmates, and like Chris and I, he'll look at me and he'll go, I love you, and I'll go, I love you too.
I
In the
heard
middle
that
of-
today in the performance.
Yeah.
We were standing there, and I'm like, she's saying it. Alex, she's saying it to me. That's okay. Honestly, everybody in the crowd today absolutely adored you. Do you have anything that, if you could talk to all of them in one go, and just it would be a one-on-one, you have one thing that you would say to that fan that's like, I need to see her everywhere she goes. I need all of her shirts and all that.
I try to say it on stage as often as I can, just to remind the audience that you don't show up because we are here, but we definitely show up because you are here.
That is awesome. So one thing I always ask everybody, end of all of my interviews, you have one person, one place. Time doesn't matter, genre doesn't matter. Who are you performing with, and where are you performing?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It gets people thinking. I've had people say they want to tour with Snoop Dogg and they want to play in like California with him. I've had people say they want to perform with Mozart, which was a
Is
weird
it okay
one.
that I want to take a car ride with James Dean?
No, that is fantastic. I get that. Oof.
Spider, please. With James Dean.
Thank you so much for hanging out and talking.
Thanks for taking time with
It
me.
was a pleasure.